How does this even end up here? Mile 336 of the Secondhand Highway finds us in Austin, Texas. The original plan was to compare the North Goodwill bins and the South Goodwill bins. But after seeing the mass amount of items, that quickly changed. If you're not familiar with the bins, this is the Goodwill Outlet. It's where clothing goes after it doesn't sell in the regular thrift stores. Everything here is sold by the pound, and the rules are different. Not because people don't care, but because there's simply too much. What you see at the bins wasn't donated yesterday. It's clothing and other items that have already been passed over again and again. By the time it reaches the bins, it has failed multiple chances to be sold. Retail stores are the first stop. Clearance racks are the second. The outlet, or the bins, is the last public-facing attempt. And while we're not supposed to photograph, she managed to do her whole whatnot show right there. These nutcrackers actually had never seen a retail store. They were a direct donation to the bins. Never had a chance to sell. It's their last stop. And yes, I took several of them home with me. When there's this much stuff, the system starts asking, is this useful? And starts asking, how fast can it move? Items move through the bins on a tight rotation schedule. There isn't time to sort, curate, or rescue everything. The goal becomes throughput, not individual value. At this stage, clothes aren't priced for what they are. They're priced for how much space they take up. Pricing by the pound changes how clothing is treated. A silk dress and a polyester hoodie weigh the same. Value becomes physical, not cultural or emotional. This is what I found at the North bins. Now we're going to travel over to the South bins in Austin. Recycling sounds hopeful, but for most clothing, it doesn't mean becoming clothing again. Unsold bin items are pulled for bulk salvage. They're sold by the ton, not by the piece. Many are exported, others shredded or downcycled. This isn't a circle, it's a funnel, and it gets narrower every step of the way. Textiles become insulation, rags, or industrial fill. Mixed fibers are difficult and impossible to truly recycle. This is the last stop, not a reset button. This isn't about blame, it's about volume. There's simply more clothing than any system was designed to absorb. Goodwill and similar systems weren't built for fast fashion volume. The bins exist because donations outpace demand. The problem isn't donation, it's scale. Even when every bin is full and every hand is digging, there's still more waiting in the back. Bin shoppers help reduce waste, but even full bins and busy floors don't solve the surplus. The sheer quantity guarantees overflow. Most of this clothing was originally bought with hope and with intention, but hope doesn't protect it from becoming excess. Most clothes were worn only a handful of times, or not even at all. Many were donated with good intentions. Intention doesn't change outcome. Okay, we did the Battle of the Bins today in Austin. We did the North Bins this morning, and then we did the South Bins this afternoon. As I said, I got way more from the North Bins than I did the South, but I think I got better stuff over there. But I'm not going to do a whole haul or anything, but I do want to show you this one thing, and excuse the wrinkly, crinkly noises. I didn't even look at it other than kind of peeked into the garment bag, and you know, the bins are the last place things go before they go to the landfill, and I just couldn't let it go. So let's see what all was in here. Oops, there's more. There is a military shirt. There are the ties, military. Uniform pants. Sorry about the noise. Oh, goodness. That jacket. These pants. These, which don't go with that jacket. So I got to do some research. And then, what else was in here? Which I think is also a military issue, but I'm not sure. But like I said, these clothes are not just clothes. They've been worn with care. They've served our country. They have been inspected. I just couldn't let them go to the landfill. But that was today. We're pooped. These two old folks are too tired to do 2 bins in one day. So that's the end of this, but we will see you down the road.